All right, good morning. Welcome to Today to Races here at Laurel Park. I'm Stanton Salter. There's Keith Fustel out by the historic Laurel Park paddock. A busy weekend here, huge weekend here at Laurel Park. Let's get right to it, Keith. The Preakness prep weekend is here. Of course, let's talk about the Derby real quick. Kentucky Derby. We sent our picks in to Dave Joseph. You have we both have the favorite on top. Tis the Law looks sharp down there at Churchill for Barclay Tag. So big day of horse racing this Saturday down in Kentucky and right here in Laurel.
Certainly going to have a different feel, though, isn't it, Stan? Man, and those horses, I've been there, 10 or 11 times for the Derby and helped out in doing the charts and stuff. And just that buzz that surrounds it really going to have an effect probably on the jockeys and the horses, too, as they get on the track. They're usually all ramped up, and I know it always has to have some kind of effect on the break out of the gate. It's just a different, odd feeling. But, we've got a really good horse in Tis the Law as your strong favorite in there. And I'm hoping he gets it done and it can bring it to Baltimore.
Yeah, it'd be awesome to have a Triple Crown on the line for Preakness 145. First Saturday in October at Pimlico. We had the big breaking news yesterday, press release on all the websites, Laurel, Pimlico, and Preakness. No fans at Pimlico for Preakness 145. Fans can go to their favorite OTB or watch on their favorite ADW, Express Bet or First Bet. It'll be on NBC, of course, all afternoon. So, unfortunately, we can't have the best fans in horse racing at Pimlico for Preakness 145. We'll get them back there, though, next year. And for more information about tickets and all that stuff, go to Preakness.com. There's a phone number to call as well. Check out the press release on the website, laurelpark.com. Read all about that. So big news yesterday, but we'll still have a big Preakness, hopefully, if we have a Triple Crown on the line. Either awesome. Way, I think Preakness 145 a month before the Breeders' Cup Classic. It's a win, and you're in for the Breeders' Cup Classic. It's going to be an all-stakes Preakness Saturday, the Black-Eyed Susan on Preakness, and then you have the Pimlico Special that Friday before. So going to be a couple two fun weeks coming up at historic Pimlico.
Certainly busy times, and always look forward to getting back there. Just wish we had the fans with us.
All right, let's talk about this weekend. Preakness Prep Weekend is here. We have 9 $100,000 stake races, 4 $100,000 stake races on Saturday. Entries are out for Saturday. Then we have 5 $100,000 stakes on Labor Day this Monday. Special holiday racing this Monday. First race post time Monday, 12:40. We have the Federico Tessio Monday. That's a win. And you're in for the Preakness, the Weber City Miss, a winner. You're in for the Black-Eyed Susan, so that's on Monday. But Saturday's entries are out. First race post time this Saturday, 12:10. We have a big 11-race card. The stakes action, Keith, starts in race 2 with the $100,000 Twick Stakes. Filly mares 3 and up going 2 turns on the main track. Chad Brown going to have one of the favorites in there, Smooth with a Kick with Trevor McCarthy aboard. Could be a big day for Trevor McCarthy. It looks like he's on a bunch of favorites in the stake races this Saturday.
Absolutely. Good to see Trevor back. Yeah, and that race there, the Twick Stakes, Smooth with a Kick, certainly bringing in some very good form for Chad Brown. Right next to her, how about Tasting the Stars? Looked like she was going to be any kind, right? And coming off of a layoff for Stidham. Good little race there, the Twixt.
And then Arnaud Delacour and Lael Stables, they're trying to win another one with Shalon, the 6-year-old mare who's made almost $1 million. Trevor McCarthy will ride Shalon. How about the maiden special weight tucked in the middle of the card? Race 5, a maiden special weight for 2-year-old fillies on the main track. You have a Ghost Zapper, first-time starter in there for Michael Matz, a Nyquist, first-time starter in there for Dale Capuano, McLean's Music, first-time starter for Hambone, of course, McLean's Music, the sire of your 2017 Preakness champion, Cloud Computing. So that's a monster maiden special weight. Then the Deputa Testimony, McCarthy on the favorite there, Infuriated. And then the Polynesian, going to be a nice sprint. Lakai's in the Polynesian for Damon Del Devico. He also has Taco Supreme in there. Eastern Bay's in there for Claudio. The Polynesian going to be a real nice sprint race this Saturday.
Yeah, Lakai, Taco Supreme for Damon going at it. One more great time, brought that speed back to the table. You're going to get a price with him. Obviously, Eastern Bay holding good form. Maru's a sneaky kind of a horse. Looks like he could jump up and run a big one at any kind of where she told me to go. A horse that we're familiar with. It's been a while, but we've seen this horse run here at Laurel Park. A lot of talent, some very good sprinters in the Polynesian Stakes. And going back to the Deputa Testimony Stakes, that was a really tough race to line. I called him a man, Vinny Perrone, for a couple of these races to get a little support and get his look at the race, his feel. We were close. We were close when we went through it, but Grump's Little Tots going to bring a lot of play too here. First time for Safi Joseph, and coming back to Laurel Park, Harper's first ride. Certainly, I think it's going to be one of those two as your favorites in the Deputed Testimony Stakes.
All right, so 9 $100,000 stake races this weekend. 4 of them Saturday. First race post time Saturday, 12:10 for the 11 race card. Then 5 of those stakes on Monday for Labor Day. So that's this weekend. Tomorrow is Stronach 5 Day here at Laurel Park. I like the Stronach 5, and I also like the late pick 5 here at Laurel Park. There's the lineup for the Stronach 5 with that guaranteed $100,000 pull. It paid $47,000 a couple weeks ago, paid over $27,000 last Friday. What's it going to pay tomorrow? Starts Laurel Park Race 7, 4:05 Eastern Time. Leg B is going to be Laurel Park Race 8. Leg C, Gulfstream Race 10. Leg D is Golden Gate Fields Race 2. And then Leg E is Laurel Park Race 9. That's where I think I might have a price in there. Laurel Park Race 9 tomorrow. Leg E of the Stronach 5. That's a big field, maiden 25, 3 and up, going a mile on the turf. I like the 6 Ballyhoo Prince on top at 6-1 with Chevion Toledo aboard for Patrick News. That's a nice price on Ballyhoo Prince. I like a 20-1 shot, though. 20-1 shot in that race for the Hall of Famer King T. Leatherberry, and he gets the leading rider of the meet, Horacio Caramanos, to ride the 2, Auchenkrove. Blinkers go on. Didn't break well at Penn last out, but had an encouraging finish. So that horse is going to be live for the Hall of Famer and your leading rider, the 2, Auchenkrove, in Laurel Park Race 9 tomorrow. That's Leg E of the Stronach 5. So that's my big blow-up horse, Keith. Hopefully I'm live getting the Leg E, right?
Absolutely. It will be a price. I've got a line of 20. I should be in that range, no doubt. No real slam dunk cinch in that race. I think I went with a tepid morning to line shot. I'm looking here on the phone real quick at the inch. Silent Malice.
Cal Lynch, first time
3-1 first time turf. So nothing really established there, right? Nothing at all. But certainly going to draw play with the likes of Lynch and Trevor McCarthy being involved. This horse, I think he might have been beaten favorite the last couple. Maybe he's drawn quite a bit of play on the dirt. And
there's no turf anywhere. The dam was, I think, 0 for 5 on the turf, or at least didn't win on the turf, and no winning siblings on the turf for that horse. But the horse is going to be the favorite because of the Cal Lynch, Trevor McCarthy factor. So it could be a suspect favored Leg E tomorrow in that Stronach 5. I go against the horse altogether. Some horses in there, some good turf form, and I'm going to try to blow it up with Leatherberry and Caramanos on the 2. So that's all tomorrow, Stronach 5 Day. It's going to pay big, hopefully. Hopefully we'll have a winner for you. Let's get right to the Pick 6 today. Nice little carryover in our 20-cent Rainbow Pick 6 today. It's going to start Race 4 on the 9-race program. There it is, a little over 4,800 in the Rainbow Pick 6. Tim Tulloch will have a ticket for that. Keith, you have a ticket for the middle Pick 4 starting in Race 4. I have tickets for both Pick 5s today. All of our tickets and picks for today and tomorrow can be found on the website, laurelpark.com, underneath the handicapping section. Keep up with all the latest mail and racing news with all the press releases on the website on laurelpark.com. Good press release about Shalon running this Saturday on the website. Let's tell everybody how you can watch and bet all the action. Well, let's show the track and weather conditions first here. Off the turf today, so weather a factor once again. We had a lot of rain last night, so we're off the turf today. Main track looks perfect and fast. Temperature 82. Nice weather out there right now. How's it feel, Keith?
It feels pretty good out here today. We needed to, warm up, dry things out a little bit. The extended forecast looks pretty good, Stan. So let's hope we can get back on this turf course. Looks beautiful though, but just a little too much given the ground today. We're gonna hopefully get back at it tomorrow.
All right, let's tell everybody how you can watch and bet all the action with First Bet. New signups to First Bet. Use that promo code SportiveKings to get that $10 credit and up to a $500 bonus. First Bet users have free access to the best features in horse racing, including betting, live video, and replays for more than 300 tracks. So don't miss any of the action with First Bet. Let's get right to it here. Race 1 has a nice little carryover in that Rolling Super High 5. The Rolling Super High 5 has a low 15% takeout. We have it every race with 7 or more horses. So there's the carryover Race 1, over 2,700. If they don't hit it in Race 1, it carries over to not Race 2, because there's only 6 in Race 2, but that'll carry over to Looks like the 4th race will be the next big field, hopefully. Well, the next race with 7 or more horses. Also, race 1
there you go.
Kicks off the popular early pick 5. It's a mandatory payout on the early pick 5 with that low 12% takeout. Let's take a look here at my early pick 5 ticket, $36 ticket. I'm 3 deep here in race 1. Race 1, we're off the turf. I used the 1-6-8. My top pick here is the 8. The 8 is Pounding Music for Linda Albert and Yomar Ortiz. I have a single in race 5 here on the early pick 5. Race 5 going a mile on the main track, claiming 12.5. It came off the turf in race 5. The 6 earned it. A sharp winner last out for Dale Capuano, right back in the same race with the top apprentice Charlie Marquez aboard. So the 6 earned it. Going to be a popular favorite in race 5. That's my key horse here on the early pick 5. Let's take a look here at the opener. 5.5 furlongs on the main track. Maiden claiming 40,000 filly and mares 3 and up. Let's start here with the 1, Whispering Kitten for trainer Michael Merriman. This filly part of an entry with Ann Merriman, the 1A Tis Mine, a first-time starter. Forest Boyce on the 1. This filly, a 4-year-old filly by Discreet Cat. She's been all turf so far. This will be her first try on the main track today. Let's show you the race, her most recent race. This was opening weekend of the summer meet coming off the layoff, May 31st. Here's the race against Maiden Special Weight this day on the turf.
Yeah, and a little change in tactics here. Was fresh, probably a little bit keen to go. Other races you've seen making rallies off the pace, but Whispering Kitten battles through pretty good fractions. Look at those, 21 and change, 44 and a tick. Battling past the 8th pole, just fades ever so slightly, beating a length and a half when it's all said and done. Coconut Cake obviously came back to win out of that race. I tell you, I don't think she necessarily needs the lead, Whispering Kitten. Looking on the bottom side, there is some dirt there. Rhythm and Rap half did get the job done a couple times sprinting on the dirt. Forest Boyce live in the opening double here, Stan. I think, she'll just judge it that first 1/8 of a mile and see how she wants to play it. But you got the right kind of rider to time the run here on Whispering Kitten. I think she's going to be okay on the main track.
All right, I used the 8 Pounding Music on top. This filly by Hangover Kid, a homebred for Audrey Murray here in Maryland. Audrey Murray and Linda Albert, they've teamed up over the years with a lot of winners. And this filly, Pounding Music, and I like this young sire, Hangover Kid by Lemon Drop Kid. And this filly ran useful in debut. They bet her down to, 7-2 favor, one of the favorites that day against Maiden 25. Came off the turf that day. It was about a month ago, and she runs a very useful second that day. It was a small 5-horse field. Now we step up maybe to a little harder race today, but it comes off the turf, so it all works out. This filly was entered main track only. Hopefully she gets a nice trouble-free trip on the outside with Yomar Ortiz.
Liked her that day, Stan. Took plenty of play. Live 8 was just able to dictate against that field. But Live 8 came back to run a pretty gutsy effort, chasing Lone Speed next time out with a 58 buyer and a 25-2 in life. I think was chasing a Cal Lynch runner around the racetrack. So Pounding Music got what she wanted. Yeah, may get a little bit more flow in here. Can stalk in pounds, certainly in the opener. Factor in the heat, I think you have to use for Mary Epler's. Shown ability on both surfaces. Third off of a little bit of a break. I think factor in the heat at the 5.5. This is going to work. Her best run's probably going to come at this distance.
All right, you get Horacio Caramanos. Yeah. Horacio Caramanos, your leading rider by 1 win. Going into the final month of this big, long summer meet. Caramanos with 35 wins. Jevion Toledo with 34 wins. And then the bug rider, Charlie Marquez, your third leading rider, with 28 wins. All right, so we like a few of the same horses there in the opener. Let's turn the page here. Race 2 kicks off the early pick 4. This race originally on the main track, going a flat mile, claiming 10,000 filly and mares 3 and up. Never won 3 lifetime or straight 3-year-old fillies. I go with the 6. We both have the 6 on top here. Polished Copper for your leading trainer, Claudio Gonzalez. Gonzalez with 20 wins for the summer. Weston Hamilton rides this filly by Algorithms. Forget about the turf last out. She didn't like the turf, but a sharp win going 5.5 furlongs on the main track 2 starts ago. That was a decent 63 buyer speed figure. That was on a muddy track. The race going a mile back in early August. The horse, the filly reared at the break and Cruz came off that day, but so forget about that race. She can handle going a mile against this group. We both put her on top.
I used her on top, right? I mean, look, you've got a 4-time winner in basically a 3 in life, right? With the 3-horse Baby Bam Bam, the 3-year-old filly has gotten 4 wins under her belt, 4 in a row. How about this? And she's going to be able to get to the front, I believe, and clear this field. The key is how good is she? What's she beaten? I look back at that race at Monmouth. Man, the prior buyers for those other horses, they weren't strong at all. You go back to the race at Delaware, but maybe she's just in such good form she's going to be able to dominate on the front end. So what you talked about, Forest Boys, she looks awfully live in the opening double here, the early double. She doesn't ride a lot for Jamie Ness. I look back over the last 5 years, only 11 mounts, 1 win with 6 in the money finishes for Forrest, for Jamie Ness. I think the one, Princess Georgia's okay, got back to the right condition last time. Stan was over her head 3 races back against It's a Journey Sorensen, then tried to turf, no good, but ran pretty credible behind Queen of Cause. And the old hunch there, the first jockey you see walking in, Stan, it was Alberto Delgado I saw today as I was coming in to get my temperature checked. And I said, hey, Albert, you look pretty good in the first. If I can navigate a trip and keep that leader kind of in my sights by the top of the stretch, we might go ahead and wear her down. But Princess Georgia for Alice and Delgado here, and Albert, they're teaming up. I think she can just kind of range right into it and be a factor from the top of the stretch home.
All right, good to see Albert back in the saddle. He's won a race this year, former Eclipse Award winning jockey, won the Eclipse as an apprentice way back in the 80s. All right, so we both have the 6 on top here. Yeah, Baby Bam Bam, the confidence is high for this 3-year-old filly by New Year's Day, but she steps up into a little tougher spot today. All right, so let's see if we can get Polished Copper home in race 2. Nice maiden race for the 2-year-old fillies here. In race 3, we're going 5 furlongs on the main track. Maiden claiming $16,000 for the 2-year-old fillies. Oh, maiden 16, but still some well-bred 2-year-old fillies in here. I go with the Jerry Robb first-time starter on the outside. I like the outside post. The 8 Claire's Darling gets for Jerry Robb. The X-Man Xavier Perez having a good summer meet. Perez won 22 races. And Robb's having a big meet with 12 wins. He's, I think, one of your leading win percentages of the meet, Jerry Robb. This filly, a Maryland bred by the Bowmans up there in Cecil County. She's by Imagining. The Dam Gonza by Wagon Limit. She was a hard-knocking mare. She won 8 races, made over $100,000, topped out at a 70 buyer. And there's some okay siblings here for this filly. One's made $83,000. Another's made $48,000. Those are the only 2 siblings. So this is a nice runner. The mare was a nice race mare. She was a nice runner on the racetrack, and she's been a nice producer so far with her first couple foals. See how Claire's Darling can do. I put her on top in this spot.
Not reaching at all in a aggressive spot here. The $16,000 for the 2-year-old maidens. You know, you want to win early with these types, Stan, because you don't know what the future really holds for them. But yeah, Imagining, he's only 1 for 35 with first-time starters so far. He's got 5 seconds, 7 thirds, but I like the draw. This horse is a half. You talk about the siblings, both winners. Great Herman, he's fast, Stan. That horse is fast, and Courtesy Shuffle, the other sibling, has some speed. So I expect Claire's Darling to be on the engine from the outside post. I'm going to go with the 1 Social, another first-time starter by Social Inclusion on top. Social Inclusion on the horse stallion. We have a stat here for Claceris, I believe.
Yep,
there we go. Last 3 years, 3 for 14. That's 21%, and 8 for 14 in the money with 2-year-old first-time starters. There's a really good ROI of 365. The mare has had a debut winner. And I think the trainer, Claceris for Briardale, if I'm not mistaken, had one of these Social Inclusions win already. So, yeah, that's it. Social, good enough for me. 182. I think Ken's Lady, shortening up a little bit. Plenty of experience, 3 races. That's plenty for this group. Awfully quick last time. Those internals were fast. I think she's going to stretch it a little further and might hold on for a piece.
All right, so we both like the 1 and the 8. I like the 3 as well. So do you. Fred Sheila for trainer Justin Nixon, who's had a couple first-out winners here in Maryland. This filly by Texas Red. She's bred in Kentucky by the University of Kentucky. The Dam she was all right. Charlotte Stee was a 5-time winner. She was stakes place, made almost a couple $100,000, ran a 92 buyer speed figure. So Nixon, an aggressive move, putting this filly in here for the maiden 16. The siblings, well, yeah, a couple didn't make it to the races, couple winners, nothing too special on the sibling report. But the mare, she was a stakes mare. The mare here, Fred Sheila.
Yeah, very, very versatile mare, Charlotte's Dye, and 3 winners from 3 starters. Okay, so that works for me. I'm going to toss her into the mix. Texas Red, was that Sormo? Was that Keith DeSormo, I think? His horse?
Yeah, 3 winners from 3 starters.
Yeah, for the mare, right.
Sibs that didn't even make it to the race.
Right. But the stallion, Texas Red, Stan, wasn't that Keith DeSormo? Trained that one,
right.
I believe. I think sounds
Texas
about right.
Red, young, fleet Alex.
Stallion.
All right. I have no idea. Maybe DeSormo. I'll go with what you say, DeSormo.
That's
Race
good.
4 kicks off the Rainbow Pick 6. Nice carryover in the Rainbow Pick 6 today. Starting race 4. That's over 4,800. Do we have any tickets for? What do we have here? All good for the tickets. All right. Tulloch's tickets on the website for the Pick 6.
All right.
Middle Pick 4 here in race 4. You have a ticket for the Middle Pick 4. Let's check it out and see how you play it.
Stan, it's a $24 ticket. 5, 6, 11, 13. I really, you're guessing in this race a little bit. You got 2 droppers with speed. You got 2 horses that want to chase and make a run into it. We'll see if they all converge. 5, 6, 11, 13. Race 5, 2 deep, 3 and 6. Race 6, we're going to go with the 1 and the 2, Lucid Dream. It got Grandma in there. Wrapping it up, we've got 3 runners in race 7 to complete the middle pick 4. 2, 7, 11. They look like the logical horses in there for me. You know, best price in there is going to be Day Strike. Again, for us on the front end, how far will he go? $24, Stan.
All right, so here we go. Race 4 is off the turf. 5.5 furlongs on the main track here for race 4, claiming 16,003 and up. Never won 3 lifetime or straight 3-year-olds. We both have the 6 on top here. Inside Risk was entered main track only for this race by trainer Gary Capuano. He gets the bug. Charlie Marquez to ride this gelding by Street Sense. A sharp win on the fast track last out here at Laurel. That was 16-2 life, and a useful third last out on a muddy track. So Inside Risk is in good form, gets 5 pounds off here. Light weight assignment, 115 here for the 6 Inside Risk, our top pick.
Yeah, not sure if the inside was still the best place to be. Made a little run, a little flattening there late, Inside Risk. But I tell you, Stan, Nautical Nature ran real big the other day, didn't he? Boy, he battled every step, ran a 76 next time out in an A other than it was off the turf, but there's some okay horses in there. So he's keen up against the right kind, right? A stalk and pounce kind of move for Gary Cap's runner in here.
All right, so we both have the 6 on top here, the 13 to the outside here. We both used the 13 on the outside here. Sea Lover's been okay on the turf recently. The debut was a nice winning debut on the main track down at Tampa last March. You get Caramanos, this 3-year-old gelding by Midshipman, has speed on the outside with your leading rider. So the 13 Sea Lover, I think, in a good spot today.
Yeah, they look like they want to unload, but maybe they can get a win. Speed that draws outside of another pretty quick horse in the dropper, Ohansey here for Sabelli. But the horse ran big, ran big first time out. That was an okay field when I went back and keyed up. I think a couple horses came out of there to run well. 21%. Is maker on this move, allowance to claimer, freshened since late June. Yeah, Sea Lover going to draw a lot of play in here. The 11's another one. Time flies by towards the inside on that muddy sealed surface. I expect a little bit better run today. There's going to be enough speed to set it up, I think, for one of these closers.
Trying to look up that Texas Red horse for you. Yeah,
Okay.
Keith DeSormo. Keith DeSormo was the trainer.
Was he?
Horse won 3 times from 9 starts, made over $1.7 million. Was a multiple graded stakes winner. I think he won the Breeders' Cup Sprint, didn't he, Texas Red?
He might have won it, or did he win the Juvenile? Maybe. I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's right. He won the Juvenile for Keith DeSormo.
Okay.
That's right. He won the Juvenile. Okay, he won the Juvenile in 2014.
Gotcha. Thank you. All right. Good deal.
All right, so good to see some young fleet Alex sires doing well. So, all right, so we both like a few of the same horses here in race 4. It comes off the turf. Let's get a quick commercial break. Late pick 5 starts in race 5 today. We'll check it out right after this. Just confirmed it, yep. November 2014. Texas Red won the Breeders' Cup Juvenile at Santa Anita that year.
All right.
That's where DeSorma was that year. I think Kent, his brother, the kid, was probably aboard. So here we go. Race 5 kicks off the late pick 5 with that low 12% takeout. I have a ticket for it. That'll be on the website. It should be up there any minute now, laurelpark.com, with all of our tickets and picks for today. I have a $48 ticket here on my late pick 5. Starts race 5 off the turf. We're going a flat mile, claiming 12,500 3-year-olds and upward. Dale Capuano with a sharp horse in here. The 6 earned it. Sharp win last out on a muddy track. Same condition, same distance, going a mile. He's even better on a fast track. He had a big win last March, going 9 furlongs on a fast track at this level with Marquez. So Marquez has won this horse's last 2 races. He's a 6-time winner at Laurel Park. So the 6 earned it. A main track only entered horse here for Dale Capuano. Looks awfully tough in race 5.
Yeah, he's just kind of a steady grinding type. He gets you in reach and he'll try to wear you down. The key is for me, I'm going to take a horse that's jumping up a little bit, but I think the numbers work in him with him for Damon Dilladovico. I think he's got one more step up in the figures for him. He's got a little bit more tactical speed. I'm hoping he can get the jump, maybe work a little daylight between he and Earned at top of the stretch. Make Earned it work a little harder, and maybe he can stave him off through the final, say, 3/16 of a mile. 3-6 for me. Posterity hung wide last time. Needs to save a little bit ground to kind of help out that run.
All right, so we like the same 4 horses there in race 5. The late pick 4 starts in race 6. We're on the main track here in race 6. All the races off the turf today. We're going a mile here, race 6. Claiming 5,003 and up. Haven't won a race in 6 months or never won 4. The 9 was my top pick. The 9 Super Catch was going to be the favorite in this race. So take out the 9. I end up on the 2. It Got Grandma. Second off the claim here for Anthony Farrier. Xavier Perez rides the Farrier barn with 9 seconds here at the summer meet with 4 wins. So they're quietly having a very solid meet. And this 4-year-old by congrats, a good second at this level last out. So he's in good form off the claim. I put the 2. It Got Grandma on top.
Yeah, Tony Ferry, he's been good second off the claim over the last few years. And I tell you, I like the way this horse held after making a move into a pretty good early pace. Battled through it, went clear just grudgingly the last 1/8 of a mile. Gamely held the place. You see the short comment in there. So he's got the speed. He might be joined up there by Stolen Love, who had a brutal trip. He was hung out 4 or 5 wide every step of the way. That run fizzled, and he might have bounced there. Had to chase Belfort 2 backs. Then we know how good Belfort's gotten now. You know, he won another race for Jerry Robb off the claim. So, yeah, I go back to Lucid Dream, though. I'm going to come back to this horse. I expect even an enhanced run. If I like getting him with him for the 12-5, albeit off the turf, I still think this horse merits a chance. Getting the condition here is Lucid Dream. He's another one, cycling up in numbers. I think he can go up to another couple buyer points. A mid-60, I think, is what it's going to take to win this race. He's got the right kind of running style to move up into contention. He's going to have to grind to get it, but I think he can.
All right, let's check out his last win last January here at Laurel Park, going a flat mile on the main track against Beaten Nickel. This was a Nickel for life race last January. Same condition as today because he hasn't won a race in 6 months. Lucid Dream gets a big 66 buyer with this win last January.
Absolutely, working the conditions. You see him now kind of advancing 3 to 4 wide in between horses, top of the stretch. He's going to make the move to go clear, but old Sir Douglas, that was an old Gorham horse, I think, that you've had a couple times, makes it charge late. But I tell you, times the run perfectly. Does a ruse this afternoon under the left stick, goes clear, and is going to have enough left in the tank. There's that 66 buyer. I think in that range, 63 to 66 buyer is going to be your target for this afternoon. Lucid Dream, just to make that progression. Just like I said, he was right into contention, top of the stretch, and he's going to have to be again this afternoon if he's going to catch the likes of It Got Grandma.
All right, so my late pick 5 ticket, I have the 2 favorites in race 5. Race 6, I have the 1, 2, 3, so that'd be a nice price maybe on the 1 Lucid Dream. The 6 to 1's going to come down with the scratch of the 9 Super Catch, but still should be a nice maybe 3, 4 to 1, 9 to 2 maybe. So we both like the 1, 2, 3 and the 5 here in race 6. Let's turn the page here. Race 7, off the turf. We're going a flat mile, claiming 12,500 3-year-olds and upward. Now I'm 4 deep on my late pick 5 in this race. I used a 2, 5, 7, 11. The 11's my top pick On the outside, Divine Interventio for trainer Hugh McMahon. Katie Davis rides a 7-year-old son of Malibu Moon. He loves it here at Laurel Park, and it looks like he's getting a little class relief, dropping from 16,000 starter allowance races, which are very tough around here. Toughest Hombre, Hammer and Ammer, some tough horses he's been running against. He's in for the 12-5 today, so nice class relief for the 11 Divine Interventio.
He's had a solid career, and he's a horse. I think this is the right move. Get the confidence back. He's faced some good horses, Stan. They've got to win off the claim. Let's recoup a little bit more of that money. Divine Interventio is a horse that, I think he's a little bit like Lucid Dream, higher level here. He's going to have to make the run into contention. He's a steady horse. He's a grinding type of a horse, and he's going to have to reel in the speeds. I do think Smart Step will go after Day Strike somewhere about mid-turn. If they hook up, I think Divine Intervention is just going to be sitting there in the catbird seat once they reach the top of the stretch. He's got that long stretch to kind of wear him down.
All right, so we both have we both like 11-7 on top here. The 2 Day Strike, the 2 would be a nice price in here for Damon Dildavico. Forest Boyce rides this 8-year-old. Now you go back to May of 2019. They ran a couple decent races going long on the turf, so he can hopefully maybe do it on the dirt here. He's been running short all summer. He's been running 5.5 all summer long. Now he stretches out to a mile. So he'll be part of the early pace with Forest Boyce, and he'd be a nice price to sneak in here in race 7. The Dildavico barn, your second leading trainer with 14 wins at the meet.
And you see Damon sprint the routes. He's 23%. I think a lot of that is dirt. Okay, so this horse, he's capable. I mean, if he gets away soft, and internals maybe to the turn. If Smart Step is not able to engage, he's going to stretch it. He's going to stretch it quite a way in here with the right kind of rider on board.
All right, it's a nice little 12-5 claimer here, race 7. Race 8, the big feature of the day. It was originally carded on the turf. It was a real nice field put together by the racing office. We had an 8-horse field here in race 8. It's a wide open, no condition allowance race, $55,000 purse for the filly mares 3 and up. It's like a stake race off the turf, 5.5 furlongs on the main track. Only 4 fillies stay in. The 2, Dr. Mischief, stays in. The 1, Mr. Al's Gal, stays in. The 6, S.W. Briar Rose, coming off a long layoff, stays in. And the 8, Miss Aramet's going to be a monster favorite in here for Jorge Duarte Jr. and Javion Toledo to ride. This horse has a lot of early speed and an outside post, so I'm hoping Toledo can just go right to the front here on the 8, Miss Aramet. We have a video from last March down at Gulfstream. This race was on the turf. We're on the main track today. But I just want to show you her speed. She goes to half here, 43-4. So this 4-year-old filly by Uncaptured has a lot of early speed.
Yeah, she's definitely a major improvement. You go back in 18, those numbers were just average. Had the speed, but just could never carry it. And she went into this field, which was a pretty quick. There was a couple pretty quick runners in this. I remember watching this race via simulcast, and I tell you, I said, well, she might get burned up at a shorter. No, she just disposed of them around the turn pretty easy and kicked away. It's her race to lose from the outside again, Stan. Maybe Mr. Alscal, I'm going to use her on top, offers a little bit better price. She got the better of Miss Aramet of Delaware. Last time out, just a little uncomfortable. I don't like horses, they're ran against a salty group, caught in between horses, never really got comfortable. She does the chasing, the main chasing in here. Maybe these two emerge in their own little match race from the top of the stretch home. But, S.W. Briar Rose, I kept trying to make a case to put her on top. She was one off of a layoff before. And give her credit. She's run against the legitimate dirt sprinters, where a couple of these other ones really haven't, in my opinion, when I went back and kind of based everything. Miss Locust Point, Anna's Bandit, okay? Miss Aramet, they haven't beaten those types before, I can tell you that.
She's coming off a long way off for
kicker.
George Albright, but good to see the 6-year-old mare back on the races. So that video we showed you, Miss Aramet, that was on the turf. She just did the same thing on the main track last out August 20th at Delaware. She went right to the front, fast early fractions. She won by 8 1/4 with an 84 by her speed figure. Toledo very good with just getting the horses to relax and run free early on. He'll have that filly out in the clear, trouble-free. The 2 with Victor Carrasco. This 6-year-old mare by End of Mischief ran a big race last out to win at Park, second off the layoff. That was against second-level allowance company, so it gets a 79 buyer speed figure, and you get Victor Carrasco. So the 2 wouldn't surprise me if this mare pulls off the upset.
No, I mean, Guerrero, he doesn't come down here a lot. What do you get with her? You look at her figures; they always kind of bounce all over the place. Right. Is she going to bring 2 big races in a row? I don't know. She hasn't really of late. So if she does it today, she's going to do it without me. But I tell you, I wish SYW Briar Rose wasn't off as long as she was. I tell you, if she's perched at the 5/16, I mean, she can win this race. I just that long of a layoff, it's got me a little bit concerned. But working well up there at Penn.
Yep. All right, so it scratches down to a 4-horse field, but still a quality-laced allowance feature here. Race 8 to kick off the late daily double. Here we go, race 9, 6 furlongs on the main track. Maiden claiming 16,000, Philia mares 3 and up. We're both on the 6 here. Lady Fox for Gary Capuano. Victor Rosales rides this 3-year-old daughter of Imagining. She's dropping. This is the lowest she's ever run for. She's dropping from the maiden 25. She ran okay last out, an okay third. Got beat by 2 next out winners, going 7 furlongs against maiden 25 on a sloppy track. Now we drop to the maiden 16 today. We're only going 6 furlongs. Gets a good outside post. So we both have the 6 Lady Fox on top.
And maybe now or never for her, right? 0 for 11 gets a race. It's kind of loaded with some pretty suspect speed. You've got a dropper that's very quick in Trellis, a quick drop for Dale Capuano. Went out there in 45 and change, but it looks like kind of a circling type of move. You see who she just ran with. Hydra came back to gallop at Delaware for the 25. So, yeah, this looks like the field that might just come back to her. Perfect storm for her kind of a circling run is what I think she's going to get today. We'll see.
All right, the 5, Sevilla Sangria, I used in my exacta. She was second. I don't blame you for not using her at all. She's been the beaten favorite her last 3 starts. Beaten favorite at this level last out. Her last 2 starts at this level, she's been the beaten favorite. In good form, she's picking up checks. But we'll see. You don't use her at all. I put her in the exacta.
Yeah, back out an extra 1/16 of a mile with some speed to deal with. I think she's going to make a move into it. I think you're going to see 3 or 4 of these horses kind of converge and hook up top of the stretch, but then that last 1/8 of a mile, they might get the staggers, and it just might. The race looks like it's going to unfold perfectly for Lady Fox, unless a horse like Trellis on this drop just gets brave on a fast track and goes.
Yeah, Trellis showed speed in debut from maiden 40 on a sloppy track. Now big drop to the maiden 16. We get a fast track. We get Weston Hamilton. So we both used the 1A Trellis a little bit here in race 9. So the turf races are off the turf today. Main track is beautiful. It's perfect. It's fast here this afternoon. Some nice weather. Hopefully we'll be back on the turf later on this weekend for you. Big Preakness prep weekend coming up this Saturday and Monday here at Laurel Park. Good luck in your middle pick 4 today, Keith.
Yeah, I know we were talking a lot of breeding today and everything. You were talking Texas, right? How about in the opener, though? You don't get to see it. It's the same. The fans aren't here today, but you got Whispering Kitten and 'Tis Mine, right? You got the sisters running together. Sure. A little powerful entry here out of that mare, What She Said. So yeah, you don't see that too often, do you?
No. Laura McKinney's been with Ann for a while, and so hopefully she has some luck with these homebred fillies. All right, that's it. We're out of time. Dave Robbins coming up next with today's scratches and changes. Good luck.
Good luck.